Heaven's Journey to Life. Friendship Secret Anthology. Day 90. Those are the inner voices inside one's mind. The voice you use to reason with yourself inside yourself. The arguments you have with others in your mind. The thoughts you have, the multiple personalities one exists as, where they are one personality with one person and a different personality with someone else. Andrew Gable. To read this post, it must be understood that we're walking this process and blog, Heaven's Journey to Life, multidimensionally, which means each post covers one dimension, but is interconnected into and as multi-dimensions in our process of walking the point in question of who I am and how this I created and manifested this entire physical existence. Thus suggested to read this blog from day one, as many of the points in previous dimensions and days and posts are always brought through into the next day's dimensions and posts, as all the dimensions interconnect, as the multidimensionality we've created and manifested as our separation as energy and consciousness from and of life and equality and oneness. Thus, if one is faced with this post and have not yet read this blog from day one, suggest that self first start from day one, as otherwise one will have no context of many dimensions that is walked in this post that has been dealt with in detail in previous posts. As we've mentioned in the previous post, we're continuing with when and as in present moments we face human beings that within our memories are not aligned with our characters and personalities we physically live out and embody, and the processes that manifest in our mind-physical relationship when this happens and manifest. And within this, the consequences we have accepted and allowed in our individual expansion and growth and development as human beings, with accepting and allowing characters and personalities to determine our relationships based on experiences and reactions of energies as emotions and feelings, to protect and defend the secrets of the reality and truth of ourselves within and as our mind, and or protect and defend our own personal wants, needs, desires, and interests within the secrets of ourselves and characters within and as our minds. Designing relationships to protect and defend illusion and self-deception, instead of aligning our relationships to in fact assist and support our development, growth, and expansion as individuals and human beings to contribute to life for all in this physical existence as a whole, inequality and oneness here. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to inequality and oneness with and as life, energy, and substance, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood within and during an interaction with another human being. I, within my mind-physical relationship, will imprint and manifest the present moment, with that being through my physical mind eyes, into my unconscious mind glass window pane, where my consciousness will scan through all my already existent layers of memories, characters, and personalities I created and manifested in my relationship to and towards this particular human being, where each memory with this particular human being contain how I behave and experience myself in my mind-physical relationship to and towards this human being as how I defined me in relationship to them, as I defined them in relationship to me, where this process of imprinting present moments with a human being that we've come to define as friend, with whom we have had past experiences and interactions with, that is existent, layered, and stored as memories within our mind-physical relationship, is used by our mind and consciousness to ensure that the character and personality that that human being and friend secure within ourselves in our relationship to them within our memory is protected. Thus, every new present moment where we interact and participate with them in physical reality is security checked by and through our consciousness from within and as all the memories we have in our character alignment and personality in our relationship to this human being, where the present moment is captured within and on the glass window pane in unconscious mind, resonated within and throughout consciousness that detect the human being and friend within past memories as how we aligned our character and personality in relationship to them, and will in quantum time assess whether this new present moment memory within and on the glass window pane, consisting of and existing as the human being's experience and behavior and physical presentation, is aligned with our experience and behavior and physical presentation as character and personality we embody and live out in relationship to them. When and as all is aligned and the two characters and personalities are synchronized with all the other existent memories and primary character and personality we developed, created, and manifested to and towards and with this human being within our physical mind existence and memories. We have the positive energy experience that resonate within the memory of the glass window pane. With this positive energy experience, essentially our character and personality within the memory recognizing its counterpart as the human being as being similar and the same. Once this recognition is confirmed and established where the human being and friend is still aligned with our personality and character, the memory with the experience and our relationship to the human being and friend is then transferred into the center of the mind and head brain region, resonating within and through the person's mind physical existence. And so the person comes to embody and live out the character and personality that have developed to and towards this particular human being in their experience and behavior towards them. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to see, realize, and understand why and how I have automated my consciousness to always automatically cross-reference my characters and personalities within memories of my relationships with other human beings, with any and all present moments within which I participate and interact with human beings in my world, to and towards which I create a particular specific character and personality relationships and alignments. In this, my consciousness ensuring and securing that my relationships and friendships protect and defend my mind definitions of who I am, as all the primary characters and personalities they confirm, validate, and justify in my relationship to and towards them, in memory and in reality. Not seeing, realizing, and understand that this thus means that we're never in fact self-honest within our relationships to friends. For example, as they're always in the first few present moments of interacting with them, seen as a potential threat and change that is security checked by and through my consciousness against all the previous memories of my character and personality alignment and synchronicity with them to ensure and secure that they're still the same and similar, so that I remain the same and similar within my definitions as characters and personalities of me within my mind and consciousness. And thus within this, friend, with the R as the standing moment where friend can reverse into fiend, the moment the human being and friend within their character and personality change in any way that would be a threat and change to my character and personality definitions of and as me within and as my mind consciousness, always hanging in the balance between friend and fiend in every moment of present moment interaction and participation, when and as my consciousness proceed with the security check to protect and defend the me and I and self of mind and consciousness, character, and personalities. I commit myself to show how and why the current definition and existence of friendships only exists within the statement, you are my friend, as long as your character and personality secures the existence of my character and personality, and we protect and defend each other's self-definitions. But this relationship will reverse into you becoming my fiend the moment your character and personality is not in alignment and synchronized with my character and personality that places my definition of me in my mind and consciousness under threat and change. So we'll sever all ties with you to ensure I'm protected and defended in my who I am as characters and personalities. Thus, within friendships, that is always existent on the fence, essentially with the fence, the neutrality of the moment, the present moment, reality, interaction, and participation is manifested within the unconscious and physical mind, and consciousness assess whether the human being is still friend and fiend, which from the fence will move either to the positive or the negative, dependent on whether the person and human being are still synchronized and aligned with our personalities and characters. Thus, in this, I commit myself to show why and how friendships, as they exist within us in our mind-physical relationship, is deceptive and dishonest, as every moment we continue interacting within such friendships, friends are firstly approached as potential threats to our definitions, and will only be accepted as continued friends and relationships if they are aligned and synchronized to who and how we are in our character and personality definitions. Thus, within this, we are never in fact real within our friendships and relationships, as they're always determined only according to the reference and framework of who we are in within our minds, within the starting point to only protect and defend our self-definitions. That friendships thus have nothing to do with anything else but each other holding themselves imprisoned in the mind, limited to the definitions as characters and personalities we've become. In this, I commit myself to show how and why the feelings and emotions as experiences we have within ourselves towards friends does not define our friendship to and towards them personally within who they are. It defines us within the according character and personality we created and manifested within ourselves towards them, that we decided to experience and be and live out and behave, that the friend is protecting and defending and securing for us within our memories, in our minds, through and from which we've developed our characters and personalities in the first place. And furthermore, how we use such feelings and emotions as experiences and behaviors to solidify and cement our relationship to and towards the human being as an actual manipulation to ensure and secure that our friendships remain tied within the memories as we continue living out and embodying such characters and personalities within and as our external world and reality, as the more we live them and physically embody them, the more such characters and personalities integrate, permeate, and manifest into and as our mind-physical relationship, which is the only reason why and how friendships will last long, as that lasting long is the extent to which both equally, more and more and more physically lived out and embodied their character and personality definitions within themselves towards each other within their memories that became consistent and cemented and solidified memories and relationships within their mind-physical existence. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to inequality and oneness, with and as life, energy, and substance, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, seen, realized, and understood the processes that manifest within me in that moment when and as my consciousness scanned the present moment memory within and on the glass window pane within my unconscious and physical mind against the framework and platform of all my previous memories of interaction, participation with the human being and friend that contain my primary character personality, that the relationship with this human being and friend's character and personality is securing. And when and as, within that present moment, there is an inconsistency within their presentation, behavior, language, and words, that inconsistency will be highlighted within the present moment memory together with an activation within the present moment memory as warning, where the present moment memory will go into a negative experience of friction and conflict, as in that memory, the other human being and friend's character and personality is not in alignment and synchronicity with mine. And so I, within the memory, will go into reaction of friction and conflict as negative energy experience. This will upload into and as the center of the mind, where I will in real time, as that memory interact and participate with the human being and within my subconscious mind, internal conversations and backchats, scan my physical mind eyes within the detail of what is different and inconsistent within the other human beings' behavior and experience as physical presentation and behavior of their character and personality. So essentially, the processes that manifested in my unconscious and physical mind is now happening in real time, in the physical present moment, as that one memory, uploaded into and as the center of the mind and head and brain, with me as consciousness from and as that one memory as me. Assess, analyze, and scan whether the person and human beings' changes and inconsistencies is and will be a threat and change to my personality and character of me in relationship to them, where within my subconscious mind, as consciousness conversing with only me in my mind and deciding whether, why, and how this person and human being has changed, what has changed, when this change happened, etc. And will within that, in my mind, in conversing with myself, see if in this real-time memory consciousness interaction, I can determine the change or whether I will build up enough energy and curiosity as fear to ask, which is in fact fear, as this entire process is manifesting due to a reaction of friction and conflict with the person and human being a potential threat and change to my personality and character. We'll in the next post, and post to continue, walk the process of what manifests when another's character and personality is changed and inconsistent to who and how they exist as in our memories in alignment to our character and personality we secured and protected and defended in our relationship with them. What processes manifest in our conscious and subconscious mind as internal conversations and backchats, to in and as fear, assess, and determine whether they are and will be a threat and change to our self-definitions, and how we will accordingly change in our behavior as our protection and defense mechanism as resistance we go into for a moment while we determine and assess in our minds and through asking questions whether the reality of the threat and change is real, as reassessing whether we'll stay in relationship with them or slowly but surely start the process of severing the ties cordially, or through manifesting deliberate external friction and conflict within the relationship to justify and excuse why and how the relationship cannot work, when in fact, it was always and always only to protect and defend our own personality and characters as definitions of mind and consciousness. I commit myself to show why and how thus we as human beings have never changed and evolved or will never change, as long as we only base and define our relationships on the starting point of protecting and defending our characters and personalities of mind and consciousness that we developed and constructed and manifested from and of our family and parent relationships, where we will protect and defend such personalities and characters at all costs, with any change and alteration and inconsistency, no matter how significant and insignificant, in any one human being we have developed a relationship of character definitions to and towards, we will immediately approach with fear and resistance, not even considering what we may learn from another as ourselves, but only immediately going into protection and defense mode as fear and resistance consume and possess our physical mind existence, where in that moment we will see nothing else but our own fear in that moment, and so completely miss the reality of the moment and the person and friend in relationship to us. I commit myself to show thus how this expose and reveal the extent of trust we have within ourselves in our physical reality participations with human beings, that we don't even trust ourselves to accordingly assess the moment unconditionally in seeing the reality of the moment and person within what we can learn with them to expand and grow within who we are, but instead immediately go into consciousness and mind as fear. We have come to accept and allow ourselves to abdicate our directive principle and trust into and as, to within fear, make decisions based on the memories of who we are in our mind physical existence. And so always and always, securing and ensuring our definitions and characters and personalities of the past, always remaining existent in past selves, never living here in the movement and change of all as me, with opportunities to expand, grow, and develop, and learn more about myself and others as me. I commit myself to show how, within friendships, as they currently exist, we're ensuring and securing that no one, in fact, change, but remained imprisoned in past selves, living in constant and continuous fear of any change that may present itself, and instead of us trusting ourselves to assess the moment within equality and oneness and what is and will be best for all, and thus best for self, we assess moments in fear and resistance as protection and defense, guarding our mind, our past, our memories, as the God of our Eden, an energy existence of and as consciousness, to never step out of and expand beyond the imprisonment and limitations of our minds, into and as the equality and oneness of and as our beingness, the physical body, and so this physical existence. I commit myself to, within and as my friendships, assist and support me to investigate my thoughts, internal conversations, and reactions and behaviors to and towards them, in seeing, realizing, and understanding that my friends are the mirror of the characters and personalities I have developed and manifested as me in my mind physical existence, to protect and defend me in the mind and my separation from me, my physical body, and so this physical existence as a whole, that it has nothing to do with the friends and human beings personally, but has everything to do with me as my responsibility of who I am within myself. And so it's not about me in any way judging and blaming and condemning friends, as I am, in fact, only doing that to myself. That it is my responsibility to first walk my process in taking responsibility for me as and while I continue interacting with friends, for example, to as and while I'm interacting with friends to remain here, self-honest with me, breathing, to be a living example for them as me, not enforcing change and demanding change, as I see, realize, and understand that it was my decision to start walking my process, walking me from consciousness to awareness to the living of me in my physical body, in aligning me and my life to what's best for all. And so I first walk me within myself to be and become eventually a living example. And when and as they are ready, as I stand as a living example, they will ask and not ask, but that will not determine who I am in my commitment to me, as all as me. Thus, the key is to first walk self and responsibility to self and within self, walking me into an eventual living example, so that I am prepared and ready to assist and support those who are ready to assist and support themselves, and so can walk with those as me who have decided with me they are ready to let go of fear of change and see the potential of who we can become in taking responsibility for ourselves and our lives, and so for all.